Hello fellow performers, Cavan over here. Have you heard about the following thing?
I'm working 9 to 9 and I want to have some me time at night. I'm unable to sleep without taking any sleeping pills. I am very tired yet I'm very wired and I can't fall asleep.
Okay, so over the past few years, I've done many workshops on sleep and stress management, and these are all the things I've heard over time, okay? Let's look into how to resolve this today. If you're already experiencing insomnia, this is going to be good for you to watch. It points you to the right directions, not only to save you time to search on the internet and trying a variety of solutions for yourself and feeling frustrated, and also probably save you a lot of money as well, not to mention supplement ain't cheap these days, okay? Here are my 3 strategies to address onset insomnia, okay? Sleep hygiene, hormonal imbalance, and psychological stress. Now, remember to bring your notepad today with you, okay?
Aye, aye, Captain.
Because this is going to be quite a lot of things for you to absorb. And also, not just absorb here, but I want you to be able to take this information and start acting on it, because it's not going to be any good if you don't do it, okay? Ready, set, and go. So the first one is on sleep hygiene. Actually, I've done something similar to this topic here under the title of Stop Your Wasteful Sleeping Practice, okay? Check it out over here. It is in that video over. Now, let's come back to sleep hygiene itself first. Sleep hygiene is the foundation of your sleep house. Now, you're here because you're experiencing insomnia, and that means your sleep house is not in order, it's a bit shaky. And that's why that we need to talk about the following 6 non-negotiable that we need to dial in first, okay? Number 1 is going to be 1 schedule per week, plus or minus 30 minutes, okay? Sleep requires many hormones to work synergistically to form that nice sleep drive, okay? Later, I'm going to talk more about what type of hormone is it going to be involved. But imagine this. They work together like a fine-tuned orchestra. And your sleep-wake cycle is the conductor. Too much variation in your sleep schedule is like having different conductor every night. Zero quality assurance in here, okay? That's why aim to sleep and wake up within that 30 minutes window each day to keep the internal clock ticking smoothly. Well, you might be thinking, well, isn't it life is gonna get in the way? Well, then my question is the following. Ain't insomnia or not being able to sleep get into the way in a much worse way? So I guess for this is really your choice. Number 2, no coffee after 2 p.m. Caffeine is like that party crasher that overstates its welcome. Now, even though you feel the buzz wear off, caffeine actually lingers in your system for at least 10 hours. Now, its half-life is actually 5 to 8 hours, so if you get that tall double shot latte in the afternoon, it easily still have 40 milligrams by the time you go to sleep. Question is, would you consider taking a half shot of espresso before you go to sleep? Now, if you don't do that, then why will you actually drink your afternoon caffeinated coffee? Double shot be that, okay? Now, if you don't trust me, don't worry. Get yourself a Whoop or any smart ring that will help you to track. Get objective on this, all right? Number 3 is 3 hours before you sleep, no alcohol and no hard exercise. Now, alcohol acts as a sedative drug. It disrupts your deep cycle stage and leaves you tired the next day. Deep sleep actually help you to feel more rejuvenated and restored, okay? Short deep sleep cycle actually get you more tired the next day. And in terms of hard cardio, it is good to ramp up your adrenaline. It's just not very good before you go to sleep, okay? You do that in the morning, you don't do it before you go to sleep. And not to mention, if you actually do too hard of cardio, it ramps up your body temperature, make it very difficult for you to cool down, which also impact your sleep cycle and sleep quality, of course. Number 4 is going to be fasting. Now, for this in here, I would highly recommend you to not eat close to sleep time. I would like to get it 4 hours. So you can fast 4 hours before you go to sleep, okay? Eating before you go to sleep is like actually having your organ overtiming now while you're sleeping though. So this is not very fair and making it very hard for your body to relax as well. Digesting food requires energy, and that energy that is used supposed to restore your body now is going to digest your food. So you're not getting the restorative sleep overall, okay? Number 5, daily 15 minutes of sun. Now, think of sunlight as the natural reset button for your internal clock. If you see the sun, light actually activates the SCN area at the back of your eyes, and it resets your circadian rhythms. In just 15 to 20 minutes a day, that help you to regulate your circadian rhythm and signal your body when is the right time to wake up and when is the right time to wind down, okay? And then the last one, number 6, is 20 to 30 minutes sleep ritual. This is the most important one of all of them, okay? Set aside that 20 to 30 minutes to spend 10 minutes of that on dumping whatever you're thinking in your head on a piece of paper. It acts as a mind dump. Once you complete, close that book. I prefer to do it on a notebook as well, so it actually helped me. It's more like a format or ritual that I put in that once I close my book, I don't have to think about it. And then I'll do my 10 minutes of just hygiene, personal hygiene, taking a shower before I go to sleep. And then lastly, the last 10 minutes is for me to actually get into the relaxation techniques like stretching, breathing, breath work actually, and meditation. I presume everybody breathes. Now, this signals your body that it is time to shift the body and mind into the sleep preparation mode. Regardless of how busy you are, please do not skip this, because this is the one step that helps you to unwind yourself before you go to sleep. I worked it out in a way that I checked it in my book. Every time I don't do my sleep ritual, it actually impacts my heart rate. So, highly recommend you to do that. All right, so the next one I'm going to talk about is hormone. We talked about that sleep requires a lot of hormones interplay, right? If sleep hygiene is the foundation of your sleep house, then hormone interactions is more like your electrical wiring in your house. If they are out of balance, everything is short-circuited. So, strap in for this one. This is going to be a bit more complicated, but don't worry, we're going to get through this, all right? Number 1 is going to be the cortisol imbalance. Chronic stress elevates your cortisol level, making it feeling like tired, but you're feeling wired at the same time. Cortisol is that stress hormone. It's like having the lights on all night long, okay? That you can't relax because cortisol is just too high, right? If you often feel exhausted and jittery at bed, that means that your cortisol is slightly too high, okay? Number 2, melatonin production interfered. Now, melatonin is produced in the pineal gland, and it's mostly done at night. It helps us to regulate our body's internal clock, which is that circadian rhythm that we talked about. Usually start productions at 8 p.m. until 8 to 10 p.m. and it peaks around 2 to 4 a.m. Now, this can be greatly affected if your cortisol is too high. This is the second time you hear cortisol. You're probably going to start hearing that a lot more because the third one is also about cortisol, is adrenal fatigue. Adrenal glands is where cortisol are being produced too, okay? Usually, they only work when someone is at stress. Now, if you are in chronic stress, your adrenal glands will be overworked and not producing hormone effectively, including cortisol, okay? Not only in cortisol, but including cortisol, which will affect how you feel. You might feel a bit burned out and unable to go to sleep easily. So the first 3 all related to cortisol in some way. And the fourth one is going to be lower thyroid. Your thyroid gland regulates a hormone including those involved in sleep, like the melatonin productions, okay? Lower thyroid level actually will interfere melatonin production, metabolism, and body temperature, which essentially regulate your entire sleep-wake cycle. Remember, we talked about the sleep-wake cycle is sort of like the conductor, okay? So if your conductor are being interfered, it's hard for you to maintain that sleep-wake cycle. No one in the right mind want to wake up groggy. So managing all this hormone is absolutely essential. We talked about what might affect you. Let's just talk about visible symptom. How do you know that you have any one of these issues, right? Let's just go into what the symptom could look like. Number one, chronic fatigue, okay? If you're getting tired all the time, even if you might have enough sleep. Number two is the brain fog, difficulty focusing, a memory issue, memory loss, forgetting things, okay? Number three, craving for salty and sweet foods, okay? So it kind of highlights that your body's missing certain type of minerals, which could be very important for your hormonal glands as well. And lastly, weight gain. So those are all the symptoms you might see. The solution to all that, please, number one, seek for professional help on this. Assessment may be your first step over here, okay? Number two, eat whole food. I cannot stress enough. Eat a lot more greens, mostly cooked for Asians though, because we have a tough time eating a lot of raw veggies, okay? Number three, mineral. We need a lot of mineral. Think about zinc, magnesium, iodine, selenium, iron. These are all very important for our body and very important for our hormonal system as well. Do not cut those out. As a matter of fact, look into more veggies, okay? So those are all the things that you can address if you have that hormonal imbalance issues. Now, finally, we're gonna address the most common one, which is the psychological stress. Well, this one is really related to the overactive mind, the constant overthinking, and the endless loop of what-if scenario. You might be asking, how does the psychological stress affect sleep? But I would say that since we already talked much about stress earlier, stress is actually going to cause some sort of hormonal response and cortisol, and anytime the cortisol spike, that's not going to have a good effect on your hormone. It makes you tired, it makes you not being able to fall asleep. So I don't have to go through that again. But one thing I would really like to highlight is where is the psychological part comes in. Because psychological stress actually stems from unmet expectation, unresolved conflict, fear of unknown, etc. These thoughts can actually keep you up at night, making it hard to transition into the sleep time. For the solutions, find out your stress level, I would say, number one. We're gonna be very objective on this because a lot of the times when I ask people, how stressed do you think you are? They probably would say,
No, I'm not stressed.
so for this, I want you to get objective and get a smart device to help you on this, okay? So you can't lie, and when you see the number HRV a little too low, you know that stress is on. Number two, prioritize that 30-minute sleep ritual that we discussed earlier. I'm not gonna repeat that over here. That really help you to lower your cortisol level and actually keep you at sleep at night, okay? Number three, we can probably look into a little bit of supplement over here. I would think magnesium glycinate could be a good place to start. Magnesium is like a natural relaxant. It involved in over 300 bodily functions, including helping you to sleep and relax as well. And in the breadth of supplementations, I would like to add in the stress managing adaptogens. Now, adaptogen is actually a plant substance, like herbs, roots, and mushrooms. They are thought to help the body manage stress and restore balance. Now, they believe that they interact with the HPA axis, hypothalamic, pituitary, and adrenal gland, okay? which actually help you to form that stress response system in your body. Now, if they are off balance, your sleep is definitely toast, okay? For this, think ashwagandha, lemon balm, valerian root, chamomile, passion flowers. These are just good examples what adaptogen can look like, okay? You can probably look for most of them in online store and they would really help you for calming your nervous system and promoting that relaxations, okay? Whew. We've gone through a lot of content over here. And now if you have tried a lot of things and you're still struggling with sleep, it is time to ask for a consultation with a healthcare professional or speak to a doctor. Now, if you're looking for a healthcare professional that you can speak to, actually click the link below and you can book a consultation with me. I'm sure that a personal advice here can make a big difference for you. Let's not wait on sleeping bad from now on, okay? There's nothing good that can come out of it. Let's address them head on. And don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell for more tips like this. I'll see you in the next video.